We love the letter C here at Dubb, don't we, Ruben? But what's the number one word that begins with the letter C that allows all our other favorite C words possible? Like communicate, convert, like content, creativity, connection, conversation, conversion. All wouldn't be possible without this one word.
Is it chess, Rob?
Actually, do you want to play?
I'm in.
Love chess. It's not the word, but we're going to play. Hey everybody, welcome into another episode of RevShow. I'm Rob.
And I'm Ruben.
And I know we're normally in a different looking set, but today it's all about the letter C. So why not break out the
chessboard?
You got it. That's what we're going to do.
There's something really magical about the letter C when we think about growth, when we think about sales, when we think about marketing. All sorts of words that are relevant for our job come to our minds, like clients, like conversions, like creativity, like connections, like conversations, like chess. The list goes on.
Like clam chowder.
That's it.
Like clam chowder, because I'm from Boston. Chowder. Sorry, go ahead. I completely derailed this. Go ahead.
No, you're good.
So the first letter C word that we're going to talk about today is content. Ruben and I are super passionate about this. It's what we do every day with RevShow. We create content. In this current world that we live in, content is king.
That is right. Content is king. But context is everything. In this episode, we're going to unpack all sorts of ideas and concepts that all within the right context will help you to grow your business.
And content is going to be one of the first things that we're going to talk about. So, Ruben, we do content with RevShow. We do content with Dubb when we create our asynchronous videos for sales. Why is content so important in sales?
Now, while Rob is taking his move in chess, I'd love to explain our idea on how to create content in the most efficient way. What we always think about is whatever you're saying right now synchronously, record it. Get it into a recorded version somewhere and somehow. This could be a YouTube video, this could be using Dubb, this could be a video podcast, this could be an embedded video on your website, this could even be short form social media videos. The key here is to take whatever you're already doing and record it. And once you've recorded your content, you can share your content across all the channels.
All right, Ruben, your move. All right, so let's talk about some examples of content. So RevShow, YouTube channel, that's what we do here, right? That's content. Another example are synchronous Zoom meetings that you have and your webinars, and your Google Meets, Microsoft Teams, whatever software you're using, whatever platform. If you're meeting synchronously, record those meetings, repurpose them as content. We have done that with RevShow when we've interviewed people, we've edited and had their interviews as part of RevShow when we want to make an important point about something. So think about your sales or client communication meetings. When you're meeting synchronously, record those and repurpose them.
Your move. Think about that for a second. If you're recording the sales meetings that you're already doing and editing those and potentially blurring out certain things that are not relevant, you've created content for YouTube. And if you're using Dubb, you can upload videos directly to YouTube from Dubb within the sharing option. Think about how scalable that is. Your video content that's totally focused on sales and marketing and client communication in YouTube for everyone to watch.
All right, Ruben, your move. And another thing that's really fantastic is when you're in Zoom, we have the Dubb Zoom app that you can download in the Dubb marketplace. And it's amazing. Think about it. You're in a Zoom synchronous meeting. You're tired of saying the same thing over and over and over and again. What's the best next thing? Well, when you have Dubb and Zoom app from the Zoom marketplace, all you do is download the app, open it up within Zoom, and you have your library of Dubb videos right there. So if I'm doing a presentation, all I do is click on the video and it's playing immediately for the audience that's in that Zoom call. So you don't have to keep saying the same thing over and over again. Don't say it, show it. So the next C word we're going to talk about is creativity.
People often ask us, how do I get my email messages, my LinkedIn messages, my SMS messages, my phone calls returned? And the thing that we always go to is creativity. Creativity is truly what can make us authentic and differentiate us from our competitors. Not to mention, it can create an emotional connection. When we are creative with our copy, with our campaigns, with the way in which we're communicating, people see it, feel it, they could touch it almost. And that creativity is what creates a connection. And connections like that are the most memorable. So if you want to get people's attention and have them actually remember you, be creative. It's easier than you think.
All right, your move. And the next word we're going to talk about is connection. And that's a perfect segue after you've created your content and you've been creative. So you've done a good job creating that content in the ways that we spoke about. You've been creative in the way you've made it. And now, because of those two things, it's going to allow for connection. One of the biggest points with connection is being visual. That's something we're very passionate about here at Dubb, obviously with videos. But visualization gives someone a 3D look at you. It creates emotion, and most importantly, it creates an impact. When you're having a sales meeting or a client communication meeting, meeting, what's the number one thing you want to do other than getting across your message? You want to be impactful with that message. And we have the data to back it up that video does exactly that. Why do you think there's 30 to 300% click-through rates when someone sees a nice animated GIF? Because they see that visual 3D person doing something creative. They see that person in that animated GIF for those 3 seconds, doing something very creative to get their attention. They click on that, and then they go to a wonderful landing page, which is all going to be all about the conversion, which is another letter C word we like. But we can't convert unless we connect. Number one way to connect is to be visual.
Hey Rob, speaking of C's, you know you're in check, right?
What? Already? Oh man. All right, sorry everybody. We got to pause for a second here. I'm in trouble. All right, let's see. Blocked. I'm not in check anymore. Back to the episode, huh? All right, Ruben, your move.
My move. One of the other C's that we should be thinking about is the conversations that we're having. Now, when we think about the conversations that we're having, there's a couple of things that can happen. Number one is we're learning about what our true customers are going through. What is actually their goal and who is our ideal client? A lot of companies and a lot of leaders suffer from the idea that they don't know who their true ideal client profile is. And it's difficult when you don't know who your ideal client profile is because you can't create campaigns, you can't create copy, you cannot create communication to ultimately convert them. You're sort of speaking to a lot of different types of people, not a specific type of person. In this exchange of information with your ideal client, you're ultimately learning how to connect better with that ideal client so that you can ultimately achieve what you want, which is growth. After all, what they say is cater to everyone, sell to no one.
When you go to do your GTM, you better be the VIP of your ICP.
By the way, check.
Again? Oh man, hold on. Blocked again. All right, and that brings us to the last C word here, and that is conversion, right? That's the name of the ball game. We want to start relationships. We want to be impactful. We want to change people's lives on both sides of the aisle, from the seller to the buyer and all that great stuff, which is monumentally important in this world. But if we don't convert, then we can't have that sales transaction that begins a relationship on both sides of the aisle. So we need to have that conversion. When you get someone to convert, you bring them into a community. And that community feeling is so powerful. Think about it. When someone signs up for Dubb, as an example, and they subscribe to our service, they are immediately part of the Dubb community. They get to see other people making videos, being creative, meeting in our Facebook groups and our other community areas. It's so powerful. So if you're out there in the world of sales, when you start that relationship, once that conversion happens, make sure they get funneled right into a community because it's so important. And also, when you're in the community, you meet other people. Referrals can happen from there. Think about it. You could have a product or service that is amazing, and you're meeting all these new people. You can tell them all about what you do. It's an amazing exchange of ideas that happens from within a community that's super powerful.
Rob, your move.
Oh, thanks.
So we would be remiss not to mention data, because data is where we can ultimately make better decisions so that we can win this game of chess that we're all playing after all. Data is something that is so important to look at to understand, are you making the right decisions ultimately to win the game?
Ruben, have you checked the data of this board? Because checkmate, baby. Checkmate! Best data of all time.
So thank you for watching this video. We'd love to congratulate you and in the most cheerful way say thank you for being best part of our community. That's a lot of C's.
Yeah, it's a lot of C's. And listen, if you want to see for comment below. You can even put a Dubb video below. Like the video if you really liked what we're doing here. And please consider subscribing if you enjoy the content.
See you at our next video.
See you next time.
No, I just went. It's your move.
like corn nuts. No, I'm kidding. Like